y'all. It's been a while, but we're back with our combo episode of Players and Protagonists. How y'all living?
Good, y'all.
Sup?
We are here with Visions, T, Talisman, Loa, Kogra, and of course, myself, the great, the wonderful Mars. We're going to be talking about some interesting stuff today, but before we do, we wanted to give a quick update on all the stuff we've been doing. We've got the channel kicked off, the YouTube is up and running. We're also streaming on Twitch pretty regularly, so if y'all are Twitch watchers, hop on over there. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe on here, but also we got our Instagram, we got our TikTok, but we got X, we got Threads. If there is a social media platform, you can find us on there. What else have we been doing, y'all?
Hey man, we got the Discord. Oh yeah, game night. Go ahead, talk about it.
Yes, game nights. I'm super excited for this. It's an opportunity for us to engage with the community. We've been talking in the chats with people in our Discord. We're hopping on playing games together. I mean, even people that have never played some of these games are hopping in and watching us play and seeing, a realistic perspective on what it's like to play, and maybe they'll buy it and jump in with us. So,
Wait. You said they chat with us on the what?
On the Discord.
Hey, that's some news too, y'all. We got a Discord server set up, the PxP server.
Yes.
Make sure that y'all pull up and join the server. Kick it with us, share memes with us. We always got something popping in there. So we'd love to invite y'all in there. If you're looking for a link to that server, you can find it on our social media pages. And
or below.
Just come in, go through the rules.
In the description below.
Description below.
Yes.
Yep, also in the description below.
It's invisible. It's invisible until you click follow or subscribe, though. So.
Facts.
I don't think we got that YouTube feature. I don't think we got that feature.
Just believe it.
Let your imagination fly.
Exactly. You know what they say? Seeing is believing.
Yeah, exactly.
And following is believing.
That part.
And we believe in you.
Yes, and we believe in you.
Oh, it's something else.
I think that's all that I could think of as far as the stuff we've got going on. But thank you to all of our fans, all of the people following and jumping in, really hyping us up. You guys are what makes this worth it. So thank you.
Looking forward to playing some games with our fans.
Yo, the Overcooked is going up. I'm waiting to get our ultimate Overcooked team together. We're going up.
We got 3 out of 4.
What I'm looking for. We've been playing Zomboid a little bit lately, y'all, and we need a big old survival server. Just see how much chaos we get going in there.
Definitely.
I'm the type of dude to get on the server and get bit and just start kicking it with people, not even tell nobody.
Hey, yo.
Why would you do that?
I ain't gonna let y'all know if or when I get bit, but we gotta get it going.
Nah.
Oh, wow.
You just admitted to being a
I might pull up
to
the front of your house in an ambulance truck.
You is quite literally a menace to society, my boy.
And that is why we know.
Now that we know, stay away from T.
Yeah.
You see, well, don't spawn him anywhere or transport him anywhere or teleport. You on your own. Go hang out with the zombies.
Well, now you guys see why we need more of our friends and fans and family playing with us, because this man's ain't no help.
He ain't no friend.
He's an op. That sounds like op behavior. That is op behavior.
Hey, I'm a hater and antagonist.
We will also be doing the giveaways. Mars, do you want to talk a little about that?
Yes, always. You can always stay on the lookout for our future giveaways. We have those marinating and cooking in the oven. We got to get it together, get our lives together, and talk about when we're going to kick this off and what our first big one's going to be. But definitely keep an eye on all the channels. We'll probably announce it on Discord first. So, again, get in our Discord channel server. But we'll have some giveaways going on, and we'll definitely clue you all in as they come up. Well, I think we've wrapped on our channel updates. We'll continue to keep y'all updated as we do more things. But for now, let's move on to our topic. So we had so many cool conventions and stuff that have been going on. AWA just ended. There was also Anime Expo Chibi that happened in California. It wasn't LA, but in California recently, and just like a lot of cool opportunities to see some Black cosplayers. So what we really wanted to talk about was Black cosplay in general. Where did it come from? Where are we at now? Who are some great cosplayers that we want to give some shout out and some love to? And just where do we see the Black cosplay community going from this point on.
Man, I was about to say the same thing. I love seeing folks cosplay. I love the creativity that goes into the craft of it. And every time somebody throw an outfit together, I'm like, man, y'all really pulled that off. So one thing I wanted to do, personal story. When Halloween was supposed to come around, when Halloween came around, I was supposed to be the Great Saiyan Man because, he had the white do-rag and everything. And I was like, this is a little easy but fun little costume to do. Throw on some shades and the white do-rag, call it a day. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I couldn't pull it off, mainly because I was too lazy to get the stuff for it. But I want to see, if y'all watching this video, send me some Great Saiyan Man cosplay, especially if y'all got some black folks cosplaying Great Saiyan Man. I think that'd be icy. I want to see what y'all got.
I like it.
That would be dope. Yeah. I do like that.
Definitely.
Do-rag.
For real, he was really rocking a do-rag.
I love that there are some cosplays where it also gives like a little swag comes with it. It's not like you have to dress as something goofy all the time. Even for people that still want to be kind of fly, you could dress as anyone from the JoJo's line, basically.
Right. Yeah, true.
You could do you a little Tokyo Manji gang setup and be kind of fly. There are a lot of ways that you can cosplay and still put your own little drip on it and be that recognizable character.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite types of cosplay, when people do like a spin or so-and-so, but if they're out in the real world, kind of spin on it. And so you can still tell that they're a specific character, I don't know, Zhongli or something, but they decide like, oh, he was running a cafe, or if he was, taking a day out on the town and stuff like that. So it's like that cool mix of who this character is, but you kind of like reimagining him in the current world. And then of course we got, like you said, Tokyo Revengers or like Jujutsu Kaisen. They have regular outfits that they wear on a fairly daily basis. So then you can also pull those off too. So you don't always have to be something so extravagant or 10 pieces of armor all over your body. You can kind of like mix it up. Yeah.
There's one outfit I think of in particular, and I know y'all tired of hearing about Mikey, but I just saw a black person, like if you were to wear this, there's these pants. It was like this sweat outfit, and they were sweats, and they were kind of like cropped, and then he had like this cool jacket with it. So I was like, dang, a black person would rock that, like a black cosplay. Yep, it looks super swaggy on us.
Hey, okay.
There might even be somebody out there who has. I'm not saying that like I found them. This is legit. It might be out there somewhere.
Yes, drop all of your dope Mikey cosplays. Please send us the black Mikeys. We ready for it.
Yes.
Black Mikeys.
The black Mikeys with some locks and stuff.
And I will also say black Mikeys don't have to be male, because while I was at AWA, I saw some really dope Inosuke's that were female, and I was so excited every time I saw them. I was like, you were so brave to come out in this with the bandages and everything. Let's go.
Right. Okay. Does anybody remember what Megan Thee Stallion dressed up as?
What hasn't she dressed up? No, I'm just kidding.
I know she was somebody.
She does some very cool cosplays.
She does.
Yes, she does.
I forgot
she
about her.
From Soul Eater recently.
She was. She did Death the Kid.
That's what she was. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, she always pulling off some dope cosplays.
Yeah, and then she did her Sukuna
Sukuna
makeup recently. She's always doing some interesting stuff.
The bunny girl.
And I would like to denounce all the people who say that Megan Thee Stallion isn't a real anime fan. I denounce you.
I agree. Yes, I'm sorry.
Anybody who's saying that just hate her. They say that all
the
time.
real.
I agree.
Man,
I agree.
Yeah.
You can't be a rapper and an anime lover. That doesn't exist.
You're a girl. You can't like anime.
Yeah, and you're a female. That's three things that doesn't exist.
That's three
things
that
don't exist. Basic anime. She only likes basic anime.
Meanwhile, if you ask them what their favorite anime is, they say Dragon Ball Z and Cowboy Bebop. Sorry, I love Cowboy Bebop. I'm just saying it's a default answer to people who have watched 4 anime in their lives, and they're gonna talk about somebody else.
They feel like their opinion is higher than someone else's opinion.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah, I think this,
I want to apologize on behalf of all of the Dragon Ball fans.
Sorry.
I was about to say that. This sounds a little.
But that's the truth though. It's like there's some folks who want to gatekeep consumption of anime, and assume that only certain demographics can cosplay, only certain demographics can be fans of stuff, only certain demographics can, you know, engage in certain hobbies.
Right.
And that really trickles down into, like I said, cosplay too. There's a lot of folks who try to gatekeep cosplaying culture, telling folks, especially black cosplayers, that you can't dress up as this character because this character's not black, or oh, if you can dress up as this character, then we should be able to cosplay as a black character, and y'all better not be mad about it. Y'all better keep that same energy. But a lot of times it's really just like casual, and I wouldn't even say casual, like casual racism, casual sexism, and a lot of stuff like that that reinforces a lot of folks gatekeeping.
Yep.
Yeah. I think we have to, when we're looking at the evolution of, you know, cosplay and how far we've come, I think we have to look at where people struggle to be able to cosplay and represent this other side of nerdism that we didn't really get. Space or acceptance around. So I think we definitely need to pay homage to some of the earlier people that got a lot of those racist remarks, those earlier people that were kind of getting pooped on for doing what we all get an opportunity to do and love today.
Right. Or that there's spaces for us now, especially like we have the things like the AWAs, and which, you know, isn't purely a black space, but a lot of black people show up there. But then you have like the Dream Cons, and you have like the Blurred Con and stuff like that, where there are spaces that are designated to allowing black people to really like cosplay and just be their unadulterated selves. That we didn't have a couple of years ago. And so you got people, like you said, those early cosplayers who are contending with the white masses of Comic-Con telling you that you can't dress up as X because you're black, knowing that those characters aren't made for them either. So to sit there and, you know, put that impose that on someone when they are not your characters to impose, or just period, but especially considering they're not yours either, is something that, you know, those earlier cosplayers had to deal with. And now I can just throw on something and go to a party that's like a black anime cosplay party, and I know I'm going to be good. So that's something that I have a luxury to do that didn't exist a couple of years ago.
Definitely.
True. Breaking those barriers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to shout out and honor those who paved the way. Even folks who still deal with that harassment, I want you to know that, like, we recognize you, we honor you, and we hope that this community that's showing up to make sure that you ain't always getting that harassment from folks who are doing that harassment.
And share some stories too. I would like to hear success stories, like, you know, maybe something that you guys had to fight through, or someone tried to stop you from shining, and you know how you bubbled, you shine, how
you continue to shine.
Yeah,
I like that. Right. I was so happy with how welcoming people were when they saw me. I saw two sisters that saw me and they were like, "Another Black Yor," and I was like, "Another Black Yor," you know. So it was just a real great, warm experience going into it.
So I remember the first time I went to Comic-Con, I went with Mars. And of course, she knew way more about cosplay and anime than I did. And I didn't see a lot of people that looked like us there. But now I look around and I'm like, okay, look at all these beautiful Black folks. Look at us. We're looking good. We do cosplay. We feel good. And we don't, it doesn't feel like there's a stigma anymore. Like Mars was saying. We could go out there and be whoever we want.
And I also like that.
Yes.
Because, you know, there's also an argument that, like, cosplaying is kind of class-based. Like, you have to be able to afford to go to the conventions and all that. Do y'all feel like cosplaying is locked to conventions, or do y'all see cosplaying in other avenues now, too?
I think
I'm starting to see cosplays in other places. I've been seeing a lot of... I think the biggest thing with cosplay was Halloween. Because Halloween, you know, people are already wearing costumes, and so you could dress up as.
It's easy to dress up. The internet also gives a bigger platform to cosplaying without having to have a specific event that you're going to. You'll see a lot of cosplayers who just post their cosplays on it, or like Meg, she just posted death on her Instagram, right? I know it was kind of around Halloween, but in general, she does that kind of thing where she'll just post. A lot of the cosplayers that I follow will also just like post cool things that they've been working on. It's not necessarily themed towards a convention. And then you have parties, like I mentioned, like out here we have a lot of Black cosplayer parties that happen. There's a dude who puts one on like once a month. He has one coming up, I think this Tuesday. But it's just an opportunity for Black cosplayers to get together once a month and just like wear whatever you want. It could be a bootleg. Maybe you just have a Luffy hat on and literally nothing else that looks like Luffy. Maybe you found your Ash Ketchum jacket in the closet. But it's just a way for people to like get together and wear something that is kind of related to an anime character.
Yo, that's why I was gonna say that's why I'm so excited for our opportunity to go to Trap Sushi events. I haven't been yet, but I hear a lot of cool things about Black people getting together, getting to be, you know, in a safe space, and we can cosplay. They have sushi. Like, there's probably other anime themed things there that I just haven't had a chance to see yet. But those are the key things that I've heard of.
Yeah.
Word. And we got to meet them at AWA. And they were really dope people. I think a lot of the people who run it were at the booth when we were there.
That's
and
cool.
They were really cool. They were talking about how they started this event to promote that kind of entertainment within our culture. So I'm definitely looking forward to attending and hopefully being able to work with them on something if that's possible.
But I was also going to say that we were talking about seeing a lot of cosplay, but social media does it. Lots of TikToks, lots of before and afters, lots of lives. Like I've seen some where they actually do their makeup there with you on their live.
Yeah.
So it's lots of exposure now for that.
Yeah. Same thing on YouTube. I follow a couple of people who do like a watch me do my makeup kind of thing, but it's cosplay style where they'll tell a story while they're doing their makeup for some type of cosplay they're putting together. So there's lots of cool ways that the internet has opened up people's way of expressing themselves. But speaking of which, we wanted to shout out some Black cosplayers, and I feel like a lot of the exposure that we get to them is through the internet. So I'd love to know who are some cool cosplayers that you've seen, and they could be from, IRL too, but either that you follow, that you've seen on TikTok, that you've seen on YouTube that are really cool, that kind of stick out to you.
Word. Yo, so I want to start with somebody that I think kind of was one of the first Black cosplayers that I seen really start to get popular and really start to open it up. And then more people started becoming more accepting of that. And the community became more excited from this cosplayer's stuff. She actually does a lot of other things than just cosplay, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kiera Please.
Yeah.
I did meet her one time very briefly, but she was really cool. And on my early days of Tumblr, she was one of the people that I followed that I felt, a connection to based off of being Black and being a nerd and enjoying similar content. So her cosplays in the early days, I felt definitely helped popularize Black people cosplaying unapologetically.
Yeah. I feel like
that's right.
In that same vein, because I do like Kiera a lot, and I follow her, and I follow her, like some of the work that she's been doing outside of just the cosplay world. But it reminded me of Cutie Pie Sensei, and I know they have done some stuff together sometimes, but she's another Black cosplayer that I feel like started out when things were still kind of rough for Black cosplayers. And she's like created a brand for herself. She does such immaculate work too, and to the point where sometimes cheap websites will try to rip off her designs. Like she did her own custom like Black Panther design, and then she saw it like on some cheap like Chinese knockoff site. It was like a legit Chinese knockoff site that had stolen her design and was like trying to cheaply resell it, which is again both an attribute to how well she does her craft and how well she can create her own designs and do these unique spins on her clothes and her outfits. But at the same time, it does suck to see your work getting put out there and that someone's buying that, and putting money into something that you created, and she's getting, of course, no representation for. So it sucks, but she's also an amazing cosplayer. Yeah.
Word. And
I hear that.
Yeah, like it's the same kind of with like Afro Cocoa Puffs. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with her.
Yeah.
But she definitely got popular for cosplaying and then making videos, like personifying the characters in different ways on her TikTok and Facebook. And now she's like hosting panels at cons and stuff like that. Like she's getting paid to go out and do her thing and just make appearances, like just to make appearances, and that's really dope to see that even in an environment where a lot of us felt like we didn't have a place, now we're able to change our lives based off of our interests.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is like you said, changing your life and creating a business off of our interests. And it can be bigger than, of course, you're doing it initially because it's fun, but it's great to be able to create some type of livelihood off of something you enjoy, and that there's an avenue for that now.
Yes.
No doubt.
I want to shout out, man, one of the coolest cosplays I've ever seen was this dude cosplaying Eddie Gordo from Tekken. But he looked just like him, and the dude actually practices capoeira. So he was doing the whole thing, and he was doing actual combos that you see in the game, because that's actual choreography in capoeira. But I'm gonna send y'all a video in the chat if y'all just want to check it out. Y'all don't have to check it out right now, but I want to have it just as a reference for folks who want to see it. I'll try to put it in the description for the video too, because I think it's a really dope little clip. But yeah, that Eddie Gordo cosplay. I don't know the cosplayer's name. If I find his name, I'll shout y'all out. But this is the video of him that I seen.
And if you guys find his name, then let us know who he is. The cosplayer I want to shout out is, I think it's Egg Over Evil is their Instagram handle. But I initially saw this person doing a Usopp cosplay, and I really love the creativity, but also the prosthetic that he uses for the Usopp nose is very, very detailed and cool looking. So I like that we are seeing very complex and interesting makeup for these cosplays. It gets really detailed in there. Z-Chan. The other cosplayer I think is really dope. She puts a really cool feminine spin on her cosplays and still makes them like really cute and feminine while still giving a lot of callback to the character she's representing. And her tag is ZChan222. So make sure you take a look. Everybody go check out those two cosplayers when you get a chance.
I dig it.
Word, didn't we meet Z-Chan?
Yeah. So we had the pleasure of meeting her at AWA, and that's what gave me some, that's what gave her visibility in my life, was that she was somebody I met in person, and then I got to see her as a cosplayer.
Yeah.
Whereas the first person,
shout out to Z-Chan.
I never met the first person, but shout out Z-Chan. Shout out Egg Over Evil. Hopefully Z-Chan will be working together in the future.
That's what's up.
Hey,
I like how you brought up.
Yeah.
I like how you brought up how they kind of are transforming the look, and making it their own. I think that's an important piece because, we get to add elements of our own culture in there and elements of our person too. Like how we might imagine that character, and it just makes it more personal, more touching in that way. Quick question before we move on to the next person. What do you guys feel? Because I feel like there's like different types of different types of cosplay. You can blend certain cosplays together, fusions, two different things, or like do a mecha version of a fantasy anime, and turn a character into a robot, or stuff like that. What do you guys feel? Well, what do you guys feel about the like more sensual cosplays? Do you feel like they're over the top, or do you think it's like mostly out there for attention, or do you think there's like some nuance to it?
I think there's always going to be people that do things for attention, but I think it's hard to say what everyone's intention is when they go into those. I've seen some really cool cosplays that are like just people's own creativity with it, or representation of the look. Whereas I've also seen some that are obviously thirst trappy, or where it's like, this character don't even really dress like that. Why you have to go and make it all thirsty looking?
I agree with that. I also think it depends on like, how are they posing in these pictures? Are they I think it's Kiara Please that has it might be her. I'm trying to think of who did the like Legend of Zelda based like swimsuit clothing line. Might have been Cutie Pie. trying to remember who it was, so I'm sorry. I know it was one of you, and it's great. But it's one of those where they do like swimsuit styles of Legend of Zelda characters, but you can tell that it's not thirst trappy, right? Like they're not, posed up in suggestive poses. It's just a way for them to like showcase a different design that's similar to the design that like a certain character might have been wearing, but this the swimsuit version of it, but without it being creepy. And so I do think there are nuances where there's the people who is like, you're clearly on Instagram for some likes, and then there's the people who are like taking a craft and turning it into something unique.
Word.
I would argue though that itself might be a craft, because there's a niche of people who like thirst trap cosplays. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
And
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a business in it.
Yeah, so many people.
Yeah,
do.
there's a business in it. Yeah, I mean, I think folks is having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? As long as folks is having fun cosplaying, I think that's dope. I've seen somebody. This isn't really cosplay, but I've seen somebody do a sexy Steve Harvey costume. I was like, y'all play too much, man.
I wish you did not say that.
Oh, I gotta see that. If you have a picture of that, you gotta post that one, because the young lady I found is Sierra, Sierra, Cosville, Cosville. It should be in the link. But I love, and she's on TikTok. She's also on Instagram, but in particular, the videos that I've scrolled through on TikTok, and they're just super cool. Her makeup is really good. She does really good just embodying the character. Like, you look at it and you're like, even if it's a show I've never seen, I'm like, well, now I want to watch this show. I know the character's not going to look like her, but she does a really good job of expressing it.
Right.
So
nice.
Check her out.
Nice.
Then the person that I want to give a quick shout out to, y'all might know her because she does have a small following, but small is a strong word. Emma Blaze 93. She is on Instagram, and she does a lot of dope ones. She does Genshin players don't hate me if I mispronounce this character, but Baidu. She cosplayed as Baidu. She cosplayed as Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins, and she did what's her face? The bunny girl from My Hero that I am blanking right now.
Mirko.
I think it's Rena. What is it?
Mirko with the like.
Yeah.
Ears, yeah.
Yep, she's also done her. And so she's just done a lot. She's also on Instagram. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. She does both boys and girls. And she's done, I know, Mars, you love this character. The guy with the pink hair from, I'm going to send a picture. But he has pink hair.
I love someone, huh? Let's see.
And it's not Dio.
Or Dazai.
I'm putting it
either
in.
Which have pink hair.
I'm putting it in the Discord right now so you can see who he is, because I'm blanking right now.
First of all, no.
What?
She just said a hard no.
No.
Oh my goodness! When have I ever given you any type of inkling that I even liked? Daggone, what is it? Fairy Tale? Yeah,
Fairy Tale. That's what. Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
All right.
I could have sworn you. Well,
know.
well, anyway,
we don't have to take this beef
really
offline, y'all. Because I don't understand. It's beef now.
Look what you did. It's up now.
I just opened the Sierra Cosville, and she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's nice.
She is quite dope. Quite dope. Yeah, I feel like, again, that's the beauty of it, though. I feel like we now have so many Black cosplayers that we could go on for hours and hours, but we're not. We have to come to an end.
Not.
So,
can we get some cool submissions?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Hit us
especially if you yourself cosplay.
Yes, if you are a cosplayer,
person of color.
Yes.
Really
yeah,
we want to
see
really
you.
Cool to
see.
We want to follow you. We want to see you. We want to support all of that.
All of that good stuff. And, I feel like because of the Instagram algorithm, a lot of the time we see the people who already have a decent following. So if you're like an up and coming cosplayer, maybe you just started posting on Instagram or you just started making TikToks, definitely, drop a line, hit us up, because we like to support of course, the people who are still doing it deserve to be supported. It's not like they deserve to have any less support. But the nice thing about the internet is you can support a lot of people at the same time. So let us know who you are, what you do, and we will definitely support you.
Hey, yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
All right. And on that note, thanks again for hanging with us while we talked Black cosplay. We will catch y'all on the next video. But for all of y'all that have been lurking, because I've been looking at our YouTube analytics and y'all be watching stuff, but you don't be subscribing, just subscribe. You know you like us. Follow us, like us, subscribe. And of course, like we said, jump in the Discord, jump on the Instagram, or whatever social media you might use. But definitely subscribe to YouTube. And we'll catch y'all next time.
Hey.
Bye.
Hey.
Just do it.
Bye, y'all. Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Do it.